Okay, I had to show you this. It's a lovely day here. It's like 5th of September. Really nice weather, 25 degrees, and the water's absolutely fantastic. But I'm not here to talk about that. What I am here to talk about is distinguishing between what's real and what's not real. So in England at the moment, you've got the regime, just busily trying to create fear. People being arrested, seemingly arrested for all sorts of crazy stuff, expressing anti-establishment views and what's behind this really is they want you to self-censor. I'm not completely sure about how many of these incidents are actually real and how many of them are not real. As I said before, they don't actually have enough goons on the payroll to censor everybody in the way that, say, the Stasi censored people living in East Germany. So what they need to get you to do is to self-censor. So I actually am, camera around again, I actually am seeing quite a lot of people self-censoring. So this the output of a lot of the kind of truther community, the more authentic ones, seems to have dropped off since these staged arrests and show trials in Britain. And that indicates to my mind that some people actually have been intimidated by all of this nonsense. The other thing that I'm seeing is that there was a web forum that I used to be on, and I think some of the people on there were genuine, and some definitely were like secret services, basically plants. And a lot of people on there have gone very, very, very quiet, very, very quiet indeed. And they've actually gone to the lengths of deleting loads and loads of topics on the forum where people were saying things that they were worried about, that they felt that could be used against them by the Starmer regime. So, in that sense, it's all sort of a bit disappointing, really, in that that people are not using their critical, they're not able to do any critical thinking, that they're taking all of this as read, that every single one of these incidents is 100% legit, and none of it could be staged to create the fear needed to get you to self-censor, which is exactly what they want. They want you to keep your head down. So that's kind of disappointing. I think changing track a little bit, what I think is definitely real is the demographic transformations that are occurring in places like Britain, the type of person that they're bringing over, the fact that they've been blowing taxpayers' money on hotels and they're all fighting age men. That is most definitely real. Something else that's definitely real as well is the fact that there's loads and loads of crime in the UK, and basically the police aren't doing their jobs. You've got this two-tier policing system in the UK, and there's a critical mass of police officers who are actually going along with that. So this is the big issue, really, isn't it? Is that to create tyranny, it requires more than Jill Bates and people like Starmer. What you need, as I've been saying for a very long time now, is an army of low-level enablers. And those low-level enablers actually do the dirty work of the regime. They put the regime's plans into action. So, my question, people, next time I go over to the UK, I will speak to, I'll do some videos. I'll see if I can actually get some of these police officers on camera, and I'll ask them, do you have kids yourself? What type of world are you actually creating for your own children and grandchildren? Are you not worried by that? Do you not feel any sense of moral responsibility? And I think also the same point applies to people who have kept their mouth shut. They kept them, obviously there's people that work in the November Hotel Sierra. You know, they kept their mouth shut. GPs at the moment, you know, they're still putting people on all sorts of medications when they must know that those medications don't work. You know, like, you know, the NHS's treatment of diabetes, the general healthy eating advice that the NHS gives out, which is anything but healthy. They NHS doctors and nurses, they must know about that. It's inconceivable that they don't, but they just go along with things that they shouldn't go along with, and they're the problem. As I've said many times before, nothing will improve until a critical mass of people discover some sort of morality, and they do the right thing, even if it means maybe they lose a salary for a while. And yeah, that's all I want to say today. I'm at the beach, as you can see, in the sea in Utrain. It's beautiful. I don't know. Every time you come here, the light is slightly different because, you know, the seasons and stuff. And you can see it's like being in a big infinity pool. You know, the sea just goes on and on and on, and it meets the clouds, and it's more or less the same colour. But absolutely beautiful. So yeah, that's all I want to say today. So God bless.